Book Reviews Tweet Now. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of my favourite book series, Percy Jackson. So if you're an avid reader like me, then you've probably already read this series, but if you're a bit younger or just getting into reading, then this is the review for you. This book series has 5 books in it called The Lightning Thief, The Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. This series forms a part of a much larger collection of the books by the author. The author of the Percy Jackson series is Riordan. Apparently he originally wanted to be a guitarist, but then he switched to writing, and I'm glad about that. He also wrote Heroes of Olympus, Magnus Chase, The Trials of Apollo, and The Kane Chronicles, which are very similar to Percy Jackson, but about different times of mythology. The Percy Jackson books, I believe, fall into several different genres, such as adventure because they have to go on quests to save the camp. It also has a bit of fictional history in there because it's very much based on Greek mythology and the Greek gods. And it also has some fantasy in there because it has dragons, monsters, etc. So the main characters in Percy Jackson are Percy, obviously, Annabeth, Grover, and Tyson. There are also the Greek gods because the book series is based on Greek mythology. So there are the gods like Athena, goddess of wisdom, who is definitely my favourite because she can be really sarcastic, like her daughter Annabeth, who is my favourite character, funnily enough, but she can also be really nice and really, really smart. There's also Poseidon, who is god of the sea and also earthquakes, and he's Percy's dad. There's also god Zeus, who is lord of the sky, and so those are just some of the main gods that they talk about. They're not always mentioned in the battles, but they are mentioned throughout the book series a lot, and they sometimes do come in and say stuff as well. There are also demigods who go to Camp Half-Blood, which is a safe place for people to go, like demigods who are a son or daughter of a god. So they go there to learn about the gods and to learn how to fight monsters, and it's supposed to be safe for them, and monsters won't attack them there. I really like Riordan's writing because he manages to capture, friendships really well. He can make it seem so natural and you just feel like you've known them for years, even though you might even just have started the book. And he also always manages to leave every single chapter on a cliffhanger, which I don't know how he does it. It's really funny and I love reading that. 2 of my favourite quotes are, "With great power comes great need to take a nap, and there is always a way out for those clever enough to find it." Okay, so I think that this is great for later tweens, so about 10 and above, to teens and also adults. I know my mum read it and she liked it. I'm going to say that it's this age group because it does have gory scenes when people die when they're fighting in wars, so monsters die and so do humans. There's really no really bad violence, but it can be kind of overwhelming if you read it because there's a lot of it. So none of it's extremely bad. It's just there is a fair bit because they're fighting monsters and they have to kill them to survive. So I think if you do get scared easily or your parents don't want you reading violent books, then you should check with them first before you read it, but if not, then it's a great book. Okay, so I would definitely give this series 99.5 stars out of 10. Now this might sound weird because it's out of 10, but I gave them Riordan Chronicles 100 out of 10, and this is pretty close, so I have to give it 99.5. It was a great book series. My mum loved it, all my friends have read it, and they absolutely love it, so 99.5 out of 10 stars. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'll see you next time on Tweet Now. Bye!